everybody, it's me, Beth Maitland, and you're at Drama Queen Bee Quilt Studios. And today I'm going to show you a few edge-to-edge designs that I'm working on for holiday presents. It's December 2nd and the crunch is on. I got a bunch of projects to finish and a couple of about a half a dozen customer quilts that are coming in next week. So we're down to the wire. But in the meantime, I wanted to throw together a few videos for you who are interested in just watching free motion quilting happen. I start with drawing out to the designs, and then I go straight to the sewing machine. I may put a sample piece on a little scrap area and do a little bit of practice warm-up just to make sure that my drawing translates to my stitching. But for the most part, these are favorite edge-to-edge designs. I've done 5 batik quilts for my little grand nieces and nephews. Each of them get one for Christmas. And so I'm going to use a different design for each quilt. So let's learn some edge to edge. Let's watch some quilting. Thank you for joining me.
Okay, the first thing we need to do is bring up our bobbin thread, and you accomplish that by holding onto the top thread, putting the needle down and the needle back up again, pulling the bobbin thread up and taking a few tacking stitches. We'll look at that again. Take the bobbin thread, take a few tacking stitches, and you're ready to start sewing. The reason for this, a lot of people don't discuss it. They just say they do it, or they show it in their video. We're pulling up the bobbin thread. The reason that you do it is to keep from having the bobbin thread get run over and pulled back down and creating a nest of knots and a mess on the bottom side of your quilt because it's not under control. If you pull it up to the top, hold it down and take tacking stitches, you can proceed and not worry about having lots of trouble with your thread showing and knotting and clumping on the bottom of your quilt. So as you can see, I've gone on to start what I call my oyster clams. The first thing is a paisley, like a teardrop shape in the inside, followed by 2 echoed rounds of the paisley, and then the oyster part comes around the outside, as you can see, like a ruffled line. And there's no rule about how many times you echo the paisley, about how many times you go around it with ruffles. It's basically a texture stitch, a design that is meant to, if you keep control over the consistency of the spacing between the stitches, it adds beautiful texture, beautiful dimension, and sort of a modern flair to a quilt like this, which is a collection of batik fabrics in this sunny yellow and orange kind of idea. So again, we're going to finish the ruffle, echo around the ruffle here, and we start with a paisley teardrop shape, echo it, and then we start going around the outside again with a wavy line. That's the oyster part of the clam. I want to give credit for this design to a fabulous free motion quilter named Lynn Durbin, who's online. You can search for her. She's got lovely YouTube videos as well. But this is definitely my version. And what I have done is sort of modify the directional aspect of this to fill in all the spaces. And as long as you stay consistent, and as long as you leave a normal, proper, same consistent width between the lines and the stitching, you can really make this go in any direction you need to. You can make them big, you can make them small, you can make them 2 echoes, 3 echoes. You can fill in just with paisleys if you have an odd little space you need to fill. You can fill in with echoed wavy lines, for example, along the border if you miss a little spot and you need to add a consistent texture to the overall idea of the quilt to make sure that it doesn't look like a mistake that you've left a little space. So this is a great design, and it looks super good even with a plain backing, because once you wash the quilt and everything shrinks a little bit, all of a sudden everything puffs up and crunches together like those, grandma's vintagey textured old-fashioned quilts that you used to cuddle up under on a winter night. Even a modern quilt like this, this kind of design is, you can make them big, or you can micro quilt them and make them really, really small. But the big ones cover the space really quickly. I think that the entire length of time it took me to pass from one edge to the other edge with about a 20-inch workspace in depth, and in length, I think this quilt is around 70 inches across. It took me about 6 minutes to do one whole pass side by side. And that's a pretty gratifying result for an edge-to-edge design when you're in a hurry to do a quick project like a baby quilt or something, or when you just want to fill the space with something great and textury because the fabrics are the stars of the quilt. Now I want to talk a little bit about thread color. For this quilt, because there are browns and golds and oranges and yellows, all combined in various aspects, I ended up choosing an overall gold thread. It's a beautiful, sort of shiny thread in polyester. It's by Superior Threads, and it's called So Fine, and I believe that it's a 50 weight. And as you can see, I've used, it leaves a lot of really, really good definition and puffiness. My batting is Hobbs Heirloom 80/20. That's my go-to batting. It's got the cotton that everybody loves, and the warmth and the natural fiber, but it adds that little bit of polyester to make it a little extra lofty, so that the stitching design kind of pops out a little more than, say, just a cotton pure and natural batting, for example, would do. That is a little bit more dense and a little more flat. But for something where you really want to see the texture and the designs, a little polyester goes a long way. So I think that the average percentage of shrinkage for this too is reduced a little bit. I think it only shrinks at about 3%. And because our cotton, quilter's cotton, the batiks on top, and I have a lovely micro printed tone-on-tone backing fabric, I think they shrink more like 6%. So if you calculate the difference, what the end product is fluffy and crinkly and textury and really shows off those quilting designs.
I hope you learned something fun today about edge-to-edge quilting. I hope that you know that just because I'm doing this on a long arm does not mean that you can't translate this motion and these designs to your domestic machine, and I hope you'll give it a try. Please leave comments down below the video on my YouTube channel. Post pictures, if you can, of the projects you're working on. Have a happy holiday, and thank you for tuning in to my tutorials at Drama Queen Bee Quilts.